So now the next step, you see that originally we were playing, or before we were playing with house music, you know, really loud and using mantras on this house music. Now we are using devotional music and we can do the same. It still works. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. This mantra is Shri Ram, Jai Ram, for the god Rama. Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. See, what you want is to master all energetic environments. You want to be able to play with about any energy, whether you are in India or somewhere in the Middle East, and then you hear some Sufi music, or you are in India and you hear some nice Indian music, or you are somewhere in a club in LA and then there is this loud music. You can bring the spirit in all of that. The goal is energetic mastery. This is what I say within the context of Vital Tantra. It is not to isolate yourself within a limited frame and then everything else that doesn't match that frame, you have to separate or cut yourself from that. No, the goal is for you to be able to master all energetic environments. You are in a relationship or you're not, you're having sex or not, you're brahmacharya and withdrawing your sexual fire or not, you are in an urban environment or you're in nature, in a beautiful beach, isolated all by yourself, all those, or in the desert or in the forest or in high mountains. All those different environments represent different energetic blueprints. And what you want as a tantrika is to be able to dive in all of them and to feel really comfortable with them. If you are within some community somewhere in India or in I don't know, in Byron Bay, where everybody is kind of spiritual and on the path or kind of awakened, that's great. But what if then you end up somewhere in a town where which is kind of conservative, where people are not too open? Then what do? Are you going to lose touch with your own essence? Of course not. You need to be able to master that and stay connected with your own spirit, your own source. And, rather than losing touch and connection with, with yourself. I love this music, by the way. So you get the picture, right? If you have to think of something, think about the idea of energetic mastery, mastering all energetic environments. It's the same with people around you. If you have somebody who is kind of maybe a toxic presence, somebody who tends to drain your energy, you can, find ways of navigating that, even if that means putting a distance between you and that person. But the goal is to be able to master this environment. So now this morning we shifted between different things. You notice that all of that is kind of dynamic. I'm not sitting down and meditating and trying to feel the energies inside of me. I'm actually actively merging with the fires, the different forms of fire and the different forms of dynamic energy that are coming into my field in the form of music. But if I didn't have music, I didn't have a timer to do my sequences, then I would still moving energy. It's just really simple. The moment we have no music, okay, then we start from silence. You see, from there the rhythm can still kick in. Then I connect with an inner rhythm. So, the thing that we tend to do as spiritual seekers, people into practices, is that we give ourselves excuses not to practice. Oh, I don't have the right music, or I'm not in the right environment, or it's too loud, or I have I don't have people around me, or I cannot be still because my neighbors are making too much noise, So all those are excuses that give you a reason why you cannot connect with the spirit right now in that. It's an excuse. The thing is that within the tantric space, you want to define and design techniques and approaches that allow you to feel comfortable no matter what the environment is. And of course, you can be selective, and eventually you move towards areas or places that allow you to relax a little bit more, maybe have a bit more peace, like right now, of course, I'm in the rice field, so you might say it's easy for you to talk. But when I'm in New York, I go to a skyscraper in the middle of, in the morning or in the middle of the night, and I'm going to be doing my mantras there. It's freezing cold. Sometimes I was over there and it was -5, and I'm there, topless on the top of this skyscraper and, singing my mantras in the early morning or in the middle of the night. I was doing the same in Shanghai, so jogging through the streets and, connecting with, local Chinese friends, training in the park. Then I go to the gym, do some body pump. It's all using these environments to say hi. What's important in that case is that you are moving energy, you are accessing energetic emotional freedom, you are mastering the environments, you are connecting with spirit wherever you are. If right now I go and take a body combat class, which is something that is relatively intense, or some Taekwondo, or some aerobic, or I go and play basketball with some friends, the spirit is still there, the devotion is still there, still accessing the same thing and the same essence. So don't allow yourself to give yourself excuses for a reason why you will not be able to access the spirit at that point. If you have somebody in your field who is toxic or challenging you in the form of, God knows, maybe a parent or some friend or boyfriend or girlfriend, or you are working in an environment which is relatively toxic when it comes to social interactions, maybe lots of bullying and so on, then find ways. The path, the tantric path or the spiritual path is an art by itself. You really want to find ways of mastering and anchoring that into your field. You know what I mean, right? All that makes sense to you, I'm sure. So yeah, don't hesitate, don't give yourself excuses. Keep on moving forward no matter what, and eventually, redesign your environments to fit what feels easier for you. But if you're in an environment that doesn't feel, the ideal space for you to practice, don't use that as an excuse. Find ways of using the energy that is present right there to integrate it in your field, welcome it, and realize it's just energy, okay? It's just energy. What labels it as right or wrong, good or bad, appropriate or inappropriate is just our heads, our minds. Sometimes you're going to be exposed to shadows. You're going to be exposed to, for instance, aggressive energies and intense energies, and you are going to use that as a path towards the sky, as a path towards presence. And yeah, there is an access to bliss in every shadow. So even in the most extreme situations that you might face, you will realize that grace, the awakening of the spirit, the opening of your heart, has a potential to be there every single second of your life. I hope that makes sense. I love you, and I see you on the dance floor for another ecstatic awakening journey. Early morning here. Bliss, bliss, bliss. I love you.